Hi everyone, it's Crystal and welcome to another card. Again, I made this card using my Simon Says Stamp monthly card kit from February. So I am starting off with these 3 pieces of pattern paper that came with the card kit, and I'm going to be using the stamp set that again came with the card kit as well. Now you can purchase the stamp set by itself. If you go to Simon Says website, I believe the stamp set is called I Like Your Style. So if you wanted just to purchase the stamp set, you can actually go to their website and purchase that. So I'm using these 2 dresses out of the stamp set, and this first one, the more dressier style dress, I am stamping twice onto 2 different pattern papers, and this is the second one right there you see. And then the third one I am going to be stamping onto this piece here. Now the third dress I like to call the plain dress, and I'm only stamping this once. Now as always with all my stamping, I always stamp off onto the scratch paper and then actual onto my project. And what I really like about these clear stamps is that you can actually move your stamp around and actually see exactly where you're stamping at. Because with this dress here, I wanted a lot of the heart pattern in it, and the clear stamps just really help for that. They really make it easy. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these out, because what I'm going to do next is fussy cut all 3 of these dresses out. And I was going to edit this part out of the video, but I decided that I was having some problems with my editing software, and I just left it in there. Just made it a lot easier than, I don't know, I was just having a lot of problems. So as I'm fussy cutting these, I am trying to get right up to that black edge. I'm trying not to go over the black edge, but like right up against it. I'm going to show you a little trick here as soon as I get done cutting these out. If you happen to go over that black edge a little bit, that's fine. It's an easy fix for it. But to keep them uniformed in size and everything together, you don't want to take off too much. And this fussy cutting is a royal pain in the butt because they're so small, but it really adds a lot of depth into your card. So I'm just cutting these out, and I'm almost done here. This is the last dress for me to cut out. And I apologize, guys. Usually I would have taken this part out, but like I said, I was just having a lot of problems with my editing software and just left them in here. So I'm almost done here. And what you're going to see me do here after I get this cut out is I'm going to pull in a piece of my scratch paper, and I'm going to use a black Sharpie marker. There we go. There's the scratch paper, and there's the Sharpie marker. And I'm just going to trace these images. And it does help define that black line a lot better. And then it just gives your edges the black ink instead of your white cardstock. So I really like the way that looks. And I always try to remember to do this. But there are times I do forget. And then after I get it glued down to the card, I'm like, oh man, I forgot to ink these edges black. But I remembered on this card here. Alright, so now I'm using a piece of Desert Storm cardstock, and it was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. I cut that in half, and then I scored it in half to give me a A2 size card. And I'm just trimming down this piece of pattern paper that I wanted to use for the card front. And I'm getting that laid down, and then I'm going to play around with the orientation a little bit here to see where the stamp was going to go. And I go in here with a pencil just to create a very light line. So once I pull that cardstock, that pattern paper back up, I know exactly where to place it back down on my card at. So I'm just using my ATG gun here and putting some adhesive on. And once I get that done, I'm going to take that straight onto my card front and just lay that down. And you're going to see that pencil line right there. That's why I did that, because it really helps, because then there's no more guessing. Just lay it down. I'm going to cut off that little piece there that I have hanging off the card. And then I am going to just, again, just play around with the orientation of the card. I knew I wanted the plain dress to be in the middle and the two fancier dresses up top. And at this point, I'm just deciding in my head, do I want to pop dot them all up or just glue them all down, or how I wanted to do that. So I decided to glue the top two down, and then for that glue there, I'm just using some Tombow adhesive. And then that middle dress there, the plain dress, I decided to go ahead and put on pop dots. Now, when I originally decided to put these on pop dots, I was going to put little strips up there on like the shoulders, but I decided it was too tedious to do that. I would just cut one bigger piece off and put it in the middle and then just stick it down. So I'm going to use my tweezers here to help keep everything aligned evenly. Okay, now that I got that done, I'm going to go ahead and decide on putting the sentiment down. And again, I'm using my scratch paper. And this is why I always use the scratch paper, because when I started stamping this out, and you really can't see it too well on here, it just wasn't getting full, even coverage. So I went a couple more times trying to practice with it. I still wasn't getting even coverage. So then I decided I would go ahead and just pull out my VersaFine ink. And I really like this ink for sentiments because it stamps out beautifully. So now that I got that down, I'm going to go ahead, well, I'm just cleaning off my stamp right now. I'm putting it away. And now I decided to go ahead and do some white dash lines around the card. So that's what I'm doing here. And that gel pen I am using, I believe in this video here, I am using my Uniball Signo gel pen. And I really like this gel pen so far. As you know, these gel pens, finding a white gel pen is really hard. Actually finding one that works really good. So this Uniball so far has been working out really, really well. So that's pretty much the card front. The front of the card. I'm just putting my stamps away. And then I'm going to be deciding here in a minute on how I'm going to be doing the inside of the card. So I know for the inside of the card, I wanted to use this stamp from the stamp set, and it reads, "I like your style." And I'm also going to use the plain dress stamp as well. So I'm just using a piece of that leftover cardstock I had from the front of the card, and I'm going to go ahead and put some tape down on here. And here you see my ATG gun. My tape ripped on me, and this is at no fault from the manufacturer. It's actually my fault. When I first got this tape in, I had left it laid around, and one of my dogs were puppies at the time, and they chewed on it a little bit, and their teeth marks on these tapes, when I get towards the end of it, their teeth mark in it makes my tape rip. So it's no fault of the manufacturer, it's my own fault. So here I just stamped out that dress stamp, and then I am practicing with the "I like your style" stamp. So I stamped that in, and then after I stamped it in, I realized that the dot on my eye wasn't there. So I just found a black brush tip marker and made my own little dot. And again, I'm going to go in with those dash lines that I had from the front of the card just to make everything flow together real nicely. And that is it. So there's the front and there's the inside, and I will have pictures following, and if you want to see better pictures, go and check my blog out. I'll include a link below. Guys, please subscribe and comment on the video. I greatly appreciate it, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.